Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another interview. Today we have LBPLevelBoy, also known as Bling Bling Ben. Now, I just gotta say, LBPLevelBoy, I have, been around since LittleBigPlanet 2, and of course, LittleBigPlanet 1 is what started it all for the channel, as I'm sure you know. And of course, most people nowadays know you from some of your most famous levels, like Harry Potter Obama and Car Game. So,
yeah.
But yeah, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm LBPLevelBoy. I'm a LBP community member. I've made many levels. I've had a team pick, three team picks. Just forgot about two. But I've been around since LittleBigPlanet 1. I've been playing since the first game when I was 7 years old. And yeah, I've been in the community ever since, just making levels all the way up till 3. Even now, just still making things in the game.
Wow. Yeah, that's really exciting. And of course, I'm sure a lot of people in the community have seen your work and have played your levels. And that what's definitely interesting is they are quite wacky. They're very interesting levels. And in making those, like, I'm curious, how long did it take you, or how long does it take you to make a level usually of that size?
Let me think. I think Harry Potter Obama, while it was like a silly level, it was made kind of with the community during a live stream, and that one got a somewhat of an amount of attention from it's just because it was absurd. But that one took me maybe a month, I think, on and off. And then for a level like the Playscape, I think I spent a couple months on that. It took me like 6 months to develop the engine and the level. And then it just took me a long time. I was sitting on it until I released it. And like other levels, like Car Game was just ongoing, just always working on it. Same thing for that was how Sonic Dash was, my old level on one of my older accounts.
Right.
And that one, I was just ongoing with that one. And just, it varies, depends on the scale of the project.
Right. What level would you say is in your eyes, your best work?
My best work? Car Game was so impressive just because of, it was one level, one load, it didn't level link you out, everything was in there, there were like 9 or something missions. And then the Playscape was cool because it was just a super easy to develop for engine. So I would give out this engine to the community. A little context. So I was working on this engine and the servers kind of got shut down recently. So this is a more recent thing that didn't get as much, but it was probably the best thing I made because it was so impressive and so cool.
Yeah, wow. And of course, in terms of making these levels and actually sharing them with the community and having people, be so impressed by them, I'd imagine there is an aspect to this where it's like in making these levels, you sometimes encounter, limitations with things like the, dynamic thermometer and such. But how... I'm sure a lot of people want to know this. How do you actually get through making a 3D level with, just all of the stuff in here? Like, how did you approach creating, that 3D engine? And how did you have the focus to actually finish it? Because I know a lot of creators don't really have that stamina to keep going for that long. Kind of a loaded question, but what's your response on that?
For 3D levels, it's not actually too different from making a regular level in the game. It's just, there's two aspects. It's that it's top down, so you have to know how to make that. And it's also that you have to put in attention to detail in different angles, because something that looks good in top down won't look good from a different perspective and all that stuff, But I mean, it's just like making anything else. You just have to go at it. I don't know,
Right. Right. Of course. Yeah. And in doing that, so in actually, producing these 3D levels, we kind of shift around and look at your meme levels a little bit. What
Yeah.
made you want to create those and create them in the first place? What was kind of the motivation behind that?
Okay, so when I made those old levels, I was still in high school, so it was just me kind of messing around, making things I thought were silly and fun. And the same thing went for things was working on after that for the last few years, the things I've been putting out. Like, it was just me making what I thought was funny and silly and fun.
Right. And you were working on stuff when the server shut down, correct? Did you mention car
Yes.
game?
Oh, car game?
Yeah.
Yeah, when the first shutdown happened, I told myself that if the servers come back up, I am going to publish this. Even if it's not finished, it's going to be like a beta, a demo. So when the servers came back up right then, I think I released car game like right after they came back up
Oh,
as a
wow.
beta.
Oh, that's really neat, actually.
And I was working on other levels as the servers were shut off. Even this shutdown, me and my friend finished this level, Ludwig's Quest for Cheese. And it was literally a level we were going to put out in January of 2024. And we just stalled on it a bunch and finished it like during the shutdown, just so it's on YouTube.
Right. Right.
But no, yeah, I did continue working on things even after the shutdowns. Like I worked on car game, I worked on other projects that I won't name.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. And, in doing that, I'd assume you still play on private servers and were on private servers when you were making those levels, or was it completely offline?
Everything's offline. I don't have a computer. I just play LittleBigPlanet because it's fun and I like making stuff in it. And then when it comes to sharing it, I guess I just can put things online and see what people think of it there. But it does suck, not being able to share the things I make. And I play on the PS4, and I mean, I don't know anyone who really knows much about the servers for getting things out there.
Right. Right. So, in terms of the servers shutting down, how did you feel about that? I mean, I can already guess how you felt, but like, how did it impact you as a creator? Just being a larger part of the LittleBigPlanet community, not necessarily just, oh, I was sad.
Yeah, well, I was never against the servers being taken down. It's an old game. It's gotta happen eventually. Me and my friends, we work on levels and we work on things together. I think we didn't care much that the servers were gonna go one day. We were more upset just how they did it, how fast it was, how this level we planned for January, had we gotten like a month or two ahead of notice or anything, we could have put it out then. But I don't know, I mean, the game is so old now. I mean, it was gonna go eventually. Does that kind of answer the question?
Yeah, I'd say so. That's actually a very good response. And going on that track, right? Like when the server shut down, let's kind of talk a little bit before that. So when like all the years during when the LittleBigPlanet community was alive, right? From all the way back in 2008 during LittleBigPlanet 1's inception, all the way until the first shutdown. What are your thoughts on the LittleBigPlanet community as a whole? And how do you see it's changed over the years? Just being in the community and creating levels and being around people who have played your levels.
Well, I mean, I've played the game since I was like 7 years old, and I've been playing it all those years. And I mean, there was just so much history in the community, in all the levels that got put out. It sucks that's not available anymore, but LittleBigPlanet's community is like the most creative community out there. And I mean, I've met so many friends through LittleBigPlanet. I've met people who I'm going to be friends with forever, and people who I get along with. They're funny, and it's not just people I've met, but the whole side of the community. Like LittleBigPlanet's kind of a game where you were able to make things in it, and there's like the programming, there's everything in it, and it's like people learn how to program through LittleBigPlanet. People learn all sorts of things, how to do music and things, and I think like LittleBigPlanet was kind of I don't know, it was a lot. It was really cool, and the community was cool.
Absolutely, yeah, that's a fantastic response. And of course, just being in the community, like before you even came across the game, how are you actually introduced into it? Like, what's your backstory into how you got into LittleBigPlanet? How did you even find out about it?
So I think when I was a kid, my dad actually got the game as a present for like his birthday, which is kind of funny. But then me, my brother, my dad, my sister, we all played like the story mode. We played the garden. But then at one point everyone went to bed and I was still there on the console, and I just left the story mode and I went to the moon, and I was like not even knowing what I was going into. And for some reason, just having all the tools there, having everything there, as a kid, like as a 7-year-old, I thought I was like in some developer mode. I thought I was like gonna get in trouble for going in this like setting, in this mode or whatever.
Oh, wow.
Which is kind of funny because the game is pretty clear. It's a create mode, but I just didn't even know I didn't know what it was, but I remember making just like a little city, a little town there, and that's kind of what started me getting into LBP. And I quickly found out it was just a create mode, and I think that was just the game I'd play like every day, and just the LittleBigPlanet, the create mode. I'd honestly play the moon and the community levels the most.
Yeah. And in discovering the create mode by accident, that didn't detract from the experience of it being amazing, right? Like that kind of was
not
the segue. Yeah.
No, it was really fun. I remember I think I remember being nervous, like someone would be like, "What is this? What are you doing?" But I was thinking to myself, like, this is fun.
In terms of again, playing LittleBigPlanet and making levels, what game would you say had the best DLC to work with in terms of creating?
So I don't know if this is gonna be a popular opinion, but I think it was probably 3. The DLC for 3 weren't like better. Like, I think my favorite DLC are the ones like the DC Comics pack is really good. Metal Gear Solid pack is good. Those are fun packs. They're really good packs. The Pirates. But as far as like tools for create mode, I think Sumo Digital added so many really useful things, like decorations, materials. They added like, I mean, the Muppets bricks were the best bricks, but they like added all sorts of materials that just fit in different styles. They added the most like decorations out of any of the DLCs.
Yeah, and in terms of LittleBigPlanet 3, I'm a bit curious on this. How was your online experience, kind of making levels, but also just playing levels throughout your years in LBP3? Because I'd imagine a lot of people got frustrated with the servers and such.
Yeah. The thing is, when I think about people's experience with LittleBigPlanet, most people don't have their fondest memories from 3. But 3 is the one that's been out the longest out of all them, and it has all these features that are useful, like just quality of life things, like a preview button, like, or the 16 layers are really cool. But LittleBigPlanet 3 was not the greatest online experience, and it's kind of just something me and my friends got used to. Like, when a diverge happened, we knew that indicated restart, when
right.
We didn't see a name pop up on the how to join everyone. We knew that was appear offline, appear online, and it just let the name pop up, It was like all the little quirks and things that happened, we like knew what they did. So it was kind of like joining each other wasn't the worst, but playing levels, like navigating that community page was really sucky. It lagged every time you looked over anything for like the entirety of its life.
What game, in your opinion, would you say is better in the franchise? Little Big Planet 1, 2, or 3? Which one of
The
those?
best Little Big Planet game?
Yeah.
Well, Little Big Planet 1 was this game where it had a lot of charm, you know, and then 2 was the game that added all the tools and things, and it did it really well, and both of those games functioned great. And then 3, it added so much more as well with the layers and all the tools. And for me, my preference is going to be, I suppose, 3, because I mean, I love all the tools and I love all the crazy things you can do in it. I love like how much there is there, but like as an objectively better game, I would have to probably go to 2, you know, just for the functionality of everything. And maybe here's what I'll do. For Little Big Planet 1, I'll say it has my favorite story and like story mode, and the community was so charming then. But then for LBP2, I like all the things people did, and that was like when the game was the biggest and when people did the biggest things. And then for 3, that's my personal favorite because I just like the create mode. It's my favorite create mode.
Yeah, that's a good response. And still going on that track, what spin-off would you say is your favorite out of Vita, PSP, Karting, and Sackboy Big Adventure specifically?
Probably Vita. It was basically like LBP2 but on the go. And I don't know, you know, like I didn't play it as much as I wish I did when it was still up, but it was like had a really good story mode, had a really solid create mode. My only thing I wish it had more of was a better set of tools, like not tools, like a better set of materials and like decorations and all that. Just because it didn't, like Little Planet 1 gave you a good base of materials, but then like when you look at Vita, it's like a carnival theme and like a mansion, and it's not as like broad to be everything. But out of the spin-offs, I think that's the best one.
What would you say is your favorite soundtrack in every game? So Little Big Planet 1, 2, and 3, and you can include the spin-offs if you'd like.
Like my favorite song in each one?
Yeah.
For 1, can I count DLC?
Yeah, sure.
I love the songs in the Pirates of the Caribbean pack. There's one song, like the one used in the Shark Survival is like the most iconic one, but the one that's like the I can't remember the name of it, but it's the one that starts with the violin and it's really fast. Do you know?
Let me think. It was that one with the yellow icon, right?
The Tale of something, is that one?
The Tale of Sack Sparrow?
Maybe.
I think that was the name. Or the yellow...
Well, that was...
Yeah.
Yeah. That one is kind of fun. Just because it's kind of silly, but it's also like... It gets really fun in the middle. For 2... You know what? I like that one song in Da Vinci's Hideout. The
Is it Disco Divertimento?
Yeah, that one. That one's good. And then for 3, it's the one with the train level with the little marble eyeball. I don't know any of the names. I'm sorry.
Steampunked?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I think that one's familiar to me. Yeah, that first one in Little Big Planet 1, boy, that's a wonderful one. I love that. Yeah, the one with the violin. So, yeah, what would you say in Little Big Planet was your favorite power-up tool?
The grappling hook, probably. I mean, it's the funnest one. And I haven't played... I mean, no one's played Restitch, but the grappling hook is probably so good they just made it part of the base moveset, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Like, that's really cool. Like, that was probably the best one.
Yeah. Would you say is your favorite DLC? And what is, still adding on to that, what is also your favorite kind of like costume pack / level pack. Yeah.
For the level pack, I think I like the DC Comics pack. It's like basically it gave us the memorizer, the wall jumping. It gave us uh, a bunch of great assets. The hero cape.
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite pack. I just like all the things it gives you. But then the Metal Gear Solid pack is like a close second for me. I love the paintball gun, all the assets. I have nostalgia for just that pack because that was the only DLC I had as a kid. And then costumes. I guess it's got to be the Toy Story one, right?
Yeah, sure.
That's the one I used the hat from. But also as a kid, that was just the one I wanted the most because I was like a huge fan of Toy Story.
What is your favorite level? Favorite in community and favorite in story mode?
There's one level I played a lot when I was a kid playing LittleBigPlanet 2. And it's kind of silly, but there was like this remake someone made of like Angry Birds. And I would play that all the time as a kid. And, you know, that was a silly one. And that creator made a couple other levels I thought were cool. He had like this SpongeBob game where there were all sorts of mini games and you were playing like as a SpongeBob sprite. And it was pretty cool. But that was like LBP2. The level I probably have the most nostalgia for as a kid, which is like silly because it's the most hearted one, or not the most, but one of them. It was a Bora Bora Island. Me and my sister played that all the time when we were kids. Like literally, we'd play that like all the time as kids. And favorite story level. You know what? It was probably Boomtown. I just like how that level looks and sounds, but I got so frustrated there because I got stuck there as a kid. Yeah. I'll just say Bora Bora Island, that creator who made those levels, and Boomtown.
What would you say is your favorite creator in the community?
Oh, you know what? The creator that kind of made me want to make like lots of the things I made, just because I saw it was even possible, was probably Big Surf 77.
Oh yeah, I've heard of him.
He did the a bunch of 3D things. He did the a couple, like 2 horror levels, I think. He had like this Dario 3D thing. He had like just all sorts of 3D and advanced, like really crazy advanced like levels, you know?
Right. And of course, in terms of those levels being 3D, right? I'm sure you were pretty, maybe a little bit shocked when Sackboy Big Adventure came out with its whole, proper 3D engine. And I'm sure a lot of people would like to know what is your opinion on Sackboy Big Adventure, especially since you worked a lot with 3D logic and movement during LittleBigPlanet 3's time.
As I was making my engine, the Playscape engine, people would always compare it to Saba, but that was never really intentional. But my thoughts on Saba is I thought it was a really cool story. I just wish it had more of what LBP had. I mean, it was a good game because it was polished, and the multiplayer, I think the game is fun in multiplayer, but from a single player standpoint, I think maybe he's too slow, or there's a few things that I don't love about it, but I solidly like the game. I platinumed it. I got everything in it. It was a fun game.
Oh, nice. That's really cool. That's really amazing. And of course, in terms of maybe Sackboy Big Adventure not having some of the things that LittleBigPlanet had, in your opinion, do you think there will ever be a game quite like LittleBigPlanet in the future? Or do you think it's kind of a one and done thing?
I hope so. I hope that one day a team will pick up a new LBP or something, And something about LittleBigPlanet that I also hope is, well, I would like to see a new LBP, I don't have high hopes for the current like next 5 years. But I mean, they made a new Sackboy Big Adventure. I think people want to keep Sackboy out there. It just, I don't know. I feel like the people behind Sackboy maybe even wanted to make a new LBP, but it just, I don't know. It's an answer I don't know, but it'd be cool to see a new one.
In terms of Astrobot or Sackboy, who do you think should be the PlayStation mascot out of the two?
Well, I mean, from someone called online LBPLevelBoy, it seems like a straightforward answer, right? But I don't know. I don't think Sackboy is like the face of Sony. I think he's just one of their characters to me. He's one of their characters that could be huge and could be big. But I think honestly Astrobot kind of fits the brand. He kind of looks like, when you see him, he looks like a PlayStation character, right? The blue, the white, he fits the PlayStation 5. It was a pack-in game, but it doesn't mean like Sackboy is anything less, It's just, I think Astrobot feels like a really good mascot.
Being in the community, what are your thoughts on the community, the former community manager, Steven Isbell?
Well, he gave me a crown, so he's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. No, but I mean, he's been around for like ever, and he's stuck with this game for all that time. I have a lot of respect for him, to be honest. I think he's pretty cool. I don't know. I hear people have gripes, and some people act like he like made every decision that happened. Like if your level got moderated, it was his fault. But that's not even always the case. It was a different thing. But Steven Isbell was pretty cool. He was stuck around for all this time. That's pretty cool.
Is there anything else you would like to just talk about? Just anything you'd like to, share with the LittleBigPlanet community? Anything you want them to know. You can go as deep as you'd like.
Well, I have one thing I thought of with everything you were saying, but, when I made Harry Potter Obama, it was just a silly thing, and at one point the level actually got moderated, and I didn't even I wasn't too torn because it was just a silly thing, but it came back, and then I don't know, I remember going in the newest page, and all the stickers I gave out in that level, just every icon in the newest page was stickers from that level from different people, and I don't know, it was a silly thing, but I thought it was pretty cool seeing all the people who played it use the things from there, and I just thought of that as you were saying that with you think little of the meme things you made, but it's just cool.
It has been truly amazing having you on for this interview. I think a lot of people have gained some valuable insight into how you make your levels, kind of where your history was, where your roots were with LittleBigPlanet, and how you got into it, and of course the fact that you've made valuable friends through LittleBigPlanet as well. Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, that was LBPLevelBoy, and yeah, we hope to see you around. We'll be doing more interviews with some LittleBigPlanet developers in the coming weeks. So yeah, stay tuned, and make sure, guys, to go ahead and like and subscribe to stay updated with the channel. We'll be posting more interviews, more kind of LittleBigPlanet content for you guys to enjoy. And we will see you next time. Peace.